Best theme song in the business. Welcome to an all-new episode of SCNS Live, the Super Cool Nerd Show. Thank you, everybody out there, for joining us in the Super Cool Nerd Nation for another episode of news, nerdetry, commentary, and, still in our homes and everything. But thank you for joining us. I am Jason the X. I don't do this by myself. Down here, we've got Cora. Wait, over here. She's over here.
None of y'all saw that dancing, right? Right?
No, I don't think anybody saw that, unfortunately.
Oh, thank God.
It was great.
Nah, that was during the intro, so there's nothing there. Anyway,
Oh, thank God. No one had to see my cringe.
Cora's lighting is much better this week. Much better.
I found another lamp.
Yay, lamps.
We're doing the best we can. We have this professional grade studio. We're not using it. Anyway,
My living room doesn't have an overhead light.
and over here with the, is that a Ripley shirt?
Yes, it is a Ripley shirt.
And there's Ricardo.
It is a black and white Ripley shirt. Yeah. See? Yeah, there.
That's
being all
yeah, that's
badass.
from the really good Aliens movie where she sunk that over-the-shoulder three-pointer, which was awesome.
Also wearing my new Freestyle Love Supreme hat. Shout out to T-Touch and Lin Manuel.
Sweet. Anyway, guys, yes, it is another week of us from our homes as usual. We're trying to do good things from our homes. Good things this week. I've said this on social media. I was ready to give Game of the Year to Last of Us 2 just for the awesome storyline. And, Doom Eternals and great. And then Ghost of Tsushima rolled up in here and said, hold my katana. This game is great. This is one of the best games. Like story-wise, it's beautiful. Look, I love Last of Us 2, but wow, that was a beat down of a story. Like, I needed to go just lay in the fetal position and think about things in my life after playing that game.
That was what the first game did.
Fun. Oh, I still say they have some of the best storytelling, but Ghost is more enjoyable. I don't say enjoyable, just like I don't want to go cry every after every gaming session.
Okay, real quick, this because this just popped in my head. Back when the first game came out, friend of the show, Kevin, Cass and Kat's brother, he played the first 10 minutes. He told me this. He played the first 10 minutes, turned it off, took a shot, and then started crying because he had just become a dad.
Yeah.
Like his kids were like
a
few weeks old, and he played this game, and he had to stop. He literally took a shot, and then he just, yeah. So.
But anyway, Ghost is, if you're looking for a game that's going to have some long playability and everything, I'm seriously putting this, having not finished the game, it's at an 8 for me right now. So go check it out. It's good. Good things y'all have done this week. What have you done?
Oh, me? I've been binge watching Hamilton over and over again. I just can't stop. I can't take a break. Even though they tell you, take a break. They're like, take a break. I'm on my way. Anyways, okay, yeah. So I've been doing that, reading still, working still, drinking still, making more cocktails. Trying to learn how to freestyle, which is not easy.
Have my awesome flows before shows inspired you?
Yes.
That was kind of almost there.
Too. Yeah.
Anyway. Cora, what you been doing this week?
Surprisingly, not playing as much Final Fantasy.
That's a good thing.
No, the sticker trade we're supposed to be shipping stuff out within the next week, and as a bonus to everyone that signed up to trade with me, since my stickers came out like that big, I've been doing little sketches of their characters, and so I've been trying to get caught up on those, and some of those people are sending multiple stickers, so I have to draw multiple characters behind.
You're doing great, though. You got this. We believe in you.
Thank you.
I believe in Cora.
Yay.
Do we?
Yes. Be supportive, Jason.
I'm kidding. Anyway, all right. So let's go ahead and kick this thing off with some super cool nerd news. so kicking off some super cool nerd news, and it's a bit disappointing. But of course, everything in the movie industry is on hold right now. Multiple movies have been pushed back. Their releases have been pushed back. Even some filming. But one that is just not going to happen. And that is Solo 2. Solo 2 is not happening. And sadly, Ron Howard himself has put out a word on this. Lucasfilm is not developing a sequel to it. He recently spoke on Sirius XM and said, well, there's no sequel planned now. And it's amazing to be part of a Star Wars movie that seems to be kind of an underground hit, which is not what you'd expect. But it's been an odd, strange journey for that movie. So, yeah, I know Solo did not do as well in theaters as they wanted it to. I don't know how well they wanted to do, but when Howard came on, I think he reshot like so much. I think he reshot like 70% of the film. I liked Solo.
I did too.
And the fact that I thought Alden Heinerreich, he did a good job as Solo. I liked the story. What's our boy who played Lando?
Glover?
Huh?
Danny Glover?
No, not Danny
No.
Glover. His last name is Glover. Why can't I think of his name? Oh my God.
Childish Gambino. We'll just go with that.
Anyway, Donald Glover. God.
Donald Glover. What did I say?
So stupid. You said Danny.
Oh.
So, sadly,
We've been drinking.
no Solo 2 is in development, and I think that's a big mistake because honestly, it was a decent movie, I thought. But hey, there's still hope. So yeah, what should they be doing? Because honestly, we really haven't had any announcements for anything in the Star Wars movie universe. So, maybe everything's on hold. We'll see.
Well, remember last week I said that their 3 sequel movies got pushed back for a year?
Yeah, but I still think there's money to be made with Solo movies, and I like that.
I agree with that.
But anyway, moving on. You got some movie news this week, don't you?
I do. I'm going to start off with something very happy.
Yay.
So we all love Pixar. Pixar always does great with their films. You're guaranteed. Oh, sorry, I get something in my head. Sorry. You're almost guaranteed to cry during a Pixar film. Like Inside Out broke me. Like I was like ugly crying. Like if I had mascara, it would have been like this.
Not me. I'm a man. Damn it.
Oh, so you mean me and Coco?
Oh, Coco. Remember.
Anyway, okay.
No, I don't want to start crying.
Stop.
I do have mascara.
Pixar announced their next original animated movie, which will be called Luca, and it's set in Italy, and it's a coming-of-age adventure story. It will release in the U.S. next summer. Of course, everything is pending, but of course, since this is an animated film, it's probably easier to work on than, let's say, a live-action film. So, Enrico Casarosa, who directed something called La Luna, is directing the film, so I need to do a little more research on him. And Disney Pixar released information about Luca since stuff started to leak online early Thursday, actually, earlier today, after they applied a trademark application for the title of Luca. So a little bit about here's what we know so far. Luca centers on a young boy living on the Italian Riviera who shares adventures with his newfound best friend. But a dark secret about his true identity, spoilers, kind of, since it's already here, he is a sea monster from another world just below the water's surface, seeks to threaten that bond. There's been no voice cast yet. And Casarosa said, this is a deeply personal story for me, not only because it's set on the Italian Riviera where I grew up, but because at the core of this film is a celebration of friendship. Childhood friendships often set the course of who we want to become, and it is those bonds that are at the heart of our story in Luca. So in addition to the beauty and charm of the Italian seaside, our film will feature an unforgettable summer adventure that would fundamentally change Luca. I'm ready to start crying. Give me this movie. I'm excited. It's Pixar. The only miss they've really had was Good Dinosaur a couple years ago.
Yeah,
But
And even that wasn't that bad.
yeah, it's like show me a Pixar movie that I will not go watch. You got me. So
we do have a Pixar movie coming out this fall, though. It's called Soul, which is set to premiere November 20th, which is a middle school music teacher voiced by Jamie Foxx, whose dream of being a jazz performer are put on hold after he gets in an accident that causes his soul to leave his body. So that's for this fall. A movie called Soul. Jamie Foxx is voicing the main character. So it's going to be a good, I think, 2 good hits for Pixar in the next 6 months.
Corey, you want to continue this train of moving?
Sure thing. I have some movie news, though it's more movie adjacent, I guess, since it's not strictly about a specific movie. Everyone and their cat knows of the Venice International Film Festival, correct?
Yes.
All right. Well, they have a new judge this year for the 77th Venice International Film Festival for their virtual reality section, and that is Hideo Kojima. Kojima will be a judge or part of the jury for Best VR Immersive Work, Best VR Immersive User Experience, and Best VR Immersive Story.
Oh. I mean, yeah.
I'm really
hard to argue
excited
with the choice.
I'm interested to see what the entrants are for that. I didn't realize they had virtual reality movies for the film festival, so that's just in and of itself really exciting.
I like that they're including them.
Absolutely. Like there are certain movies.
Changing, so yeah.
Yeah, like there are certain movies I've seen where it feel like I forget that I'm in a movie because I feel immersed in it. And Stardust for me. I felt really immersed in Stardust. But like imagine a VR version of those movies. Like you're wearing basically like wearing the VR goggles or whatever, and you just get to be immersed in that environment. Like that's incredible. I want to know what the entrants are. Like I want to watch some of these movies.
Yeah,
unless they're horror.
Literally, all I want to know is like who's in it right now. Literally, all I want to know.
I will say I would like to not watch a horror movie that way. I had a VR experience for Insidious, and I did not like that at all.
So how are the night terrors?
I mean, I already have night terrors anyway, so they just
And
I just got to
scares you as well.
Huh?
Everything scares you as well.
This is true. So I just have new sleep paralysis demons, and it kind of sucks. I will give props though. That was a really interesting experience. So
are they implanting alien DNA into you?
Oh shit.
No.
That's only in medicine. Anyway.
This was also years ago. Yeah.
All right. Moving on. On to a little bit of TV news. Well, I don't. Okay. Yeah. Splinter Cell, the game that. Yeah, we can talk about this. That needs a sequel instead, but they're making a TV series for Splinter Cell, and I want this, but it's kind of like you're missing. Did you not hear what I requested? I don't want a TV series. I want another damn game. But it is official. It is going to be adapted at Netflix. Let's see. Written by Derek Kolstad. Kolstad. He is the writer behind the John Wick films.
That gets me super excited for this.
Yep. And he should. Ubisoft will be on board for the project as well. It's going to be an animated original series, and he will also be executive producer for it. And it's not going to be a one thing. They've already signed it up for 2 seasons, 16 episodes per season. Adult animation, no other details at this point. Like the last Splinter Cell game was 7 years ago. Do you not hear what? Did you not hear what I asked for? I asked for a game. I didn't want a series. I'm going to watch it. Yes.
Hold up, 16 episodes per season?
That's what I'm reading. Hang on, let me go
That
back.
sounds a little much for a season for Netflix. Are you sure it's not 16 over
Oh, I'm sorry. 2 seasons, 16 episode commitment. That's in total. Sorry.
8 and 8? Okay, cool.
Yeah,
I was
so-
like, 16, that's a lot for Netflix.
Yeah.
They usually don't go above 10.
Like, I love the Splinter Cell games. I loved them 7 years ago. I like Sam Fisher. I think the first one came out in like 2003 or something, 2002. So
Really? They're that recent?
the first Splinter Cell game was in 2002.
Oh, wow. I thought they were older than that.
Yeah, no, and the
Oh, wait,
last
that's
one-
almost 20 years ago. Never mind. I feel like that was only...
It's 18 years
Ow.
ago, bro.
Ouch.
Yeah, I mean, and don't get me wrong. I don't mean to sound ungrateful here. I watched this. I've read Splinter Cell books. Okay, that's fine. Can I get a game? But yeah, Splinter Cell. No date announced for when it's going to debut. I don't think no, I didn't have a date coming out in my notes. 2021. It was going to happen in 2020, but things have been held up. So yeah. I don't know, Ricardo. You seem to be real happy about this, though.
I'm excited. Like I've dabbled a little bit in the games, but what's got me excited though is that we're getting more stories from the writer of John Wick. Like those movies are phenomenal, and I'm just excited to see what it can do now with animation. Which, if you really think about it, you really have no limits when it comes to animation because you do have certain limits making movies, especially when they're more grounded, realistic type like the John Wick movies. So for him to say, "Hey, we know you. We see what you've done with John Wick. So we're going to give you a little bit more freedom with animated. So here, write us a Splinter Cell comic or show. Go."
And while he's written the John Wick movies, where they're just basically like, unrelenting machine just killing everything. Sam Fisher's an espionage guy. This is a spy tale. He doesn't go around just whacking everybody. He's stealth. So I want to see what he does. So yeah.
That's what gets me excited. It's like, oh, cool. We've got the guy from John Wick doing more. Give me more of him. So
bring it on. Yeah. Consider another game while you're at it. Just saying.
Maybe there might be a game once the first season ends. Like, hey, there's a bridge between season 1 and season 2, and it's the game.
Fine. Anyway, so anybody got anything else TV related before I move on, or?
I do.
I do as well. Go ahead, Cora.
I have one that makes Jason angry.
Oh God, yes! Oh,
So
I'm so mad.
So for once, I found something Kamen Rider related that he didn't know about.
No, I knew.
Then why didn't you do it?
Because nobody likes Kamen Rider when I bring it up. But go ahead.
I like Kamen Rider. I loved Beetleborgs.
Beetleborgs.
Let me just go ahead and say. Let me say right now. I know those are two different things, audience. I just like making Jason mad. Anyways, Toei announced that they have a new installment of their Kamen Rider Tokusatsu series, which will be franchise, sorry, which will be Kamen Rider Saber. And let me read you the little synopsis they give for us because it honestly sounds really creative and interesting. The series protagonist will be Toma Kamiyama, a novelist who focuses his efforts through both the pen and the sword, and seeks to connect people's feelings through a story that will save the world. Like, that right there is, yes, that's interesting and I want it.
I'm so mad that somebody did a Kamen Rider story on this show that was not me. Anyway, this is the second series of the Reiwa era, as the Heisei era has ended, but we are on Kamen Rider Zero 01 right now, which I just got the driver for, and I'm just now starting that series up. I'm far behind on Kamen Rider right now. I'm getting in as they're soliciting the next series, and I feel bad. But yeah, Kamen Rider Saber, interesting take on the suit this time, and I'm going to admit, I like Kamen Rider series. I don't know how I feel about this suit yet. He looks like a big unicorn. He's got a big horn on his helmet. Or a saber. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about it yet.
I think it's interesting and creative.
I'm not a fan of the driver yet, but we'll see. I know I always feel this way going to a lot of Kamen Rider series. I'm fine. Actually, I don't, because 01, I'm completely into this one. But yeah, we'll see. Kamen Rider Saber. We're almost at the end of Kamen Rider 01. Let's welcome our new writer. All right.
Yep, and it will be coming out on September 6th on TV Asahi.
I'm actually very proud of you for doing a Kamen Rider. Even though it should have been me. It should have been me.
Cor, I'm so proud of you. You're great. Thank you for doing this, Jason.
Do not enable her. Anyway, I got one quick one, and that is on the Transformers War for Cybertron Siege Netflix show, which debuted last night or early this morning. I don't know. I've been awake since then. So it's actually really quick. It's like 6 episodes, 30 minutes apiece, so you can get through this one pretty quick. But it is part 1 of the series, so the next one will be coming soon. I go into a lot of Transformer series expectations low, I'll admit. And I was pleasantly surprised with this one. It's very good. And it's a quick one. Yeah. The voice cast is really good. They don't pull anybody back from the original series. These are all original voice actors voicing these characters. They did a really good job. The one thing I will complain about, they had like limited character models. So there's a lot of robots that are just repeated character models. I don't like that. Don't like it, but they're trying to cover a whole planet. I understand. Character models cost money. We'll see. So, yeah, they led immediately into the next season, but overall, it's really good, and almost, I'm going to say, it shows two sides of a war. There are no, there are no good guys. This is a war. Okay. I think they do a good job. They do a very good job of laying that out. Everybody has their own motivations. Yeah, war is hell. And they really the good guys do questionable things, the bad guy, but it's war. So I will give them, this was much better than I thought it would be. So if you got something quick, you got a couple of hours to spend maybe on your new rowing machine because you're not going to the gym. Yeah, watch this series. I thoroughly enjoyed it.
Cool.
Anything else?
Probably
TV
pick that
related?
off. Pick it off. So mine is both TV and movie related because it's one of the same for this. So 3 days ago, we celebrated the 10th anniversary of Batman Under the Red Hood, which is considered one of the greatest DC animated movies of all time. And they just announced a couple days ago Batman Death in the Family, which is going to kind of go old school in a way. So let's go back to 1988, almost 30 years ago. 32 years ago.
No. 31.
This is 2020, so 32?
Anyways, go on.
So back in 1988, there was a series called Death in the Family for Batman. And it involved Jason Todd, the second Robin, and they put out a comic, and it said, "Call this number, Robin lives."
Oh yes. Oh
call this number, Robin dies.
Oh yes, I remember.
So, of course,
like not
personally, history would have it, Robin died, but there was some controversy behind that because not only were the votes very close, like they were within like 70 votes. They also found out that this one guy said his phone, remember this is 88, so phone technology wasn't that great, but this guy figured out how to have his phone repeatedly call the Kill Robin number over and over every few minutes.
Oh my
without
God.
him having to actually dial it. So good for him, but at the same time, he killed off Jason Todd because apparently he hated him that much.
That is,
so.
Let me just take a tangent to be like, what the fuck? Oh, I took it. I'm sorry.
Don't judge me.
Dang.
Look, so I didn't do that. I did call that Jason Todd should die.
Did you really?
Oh yeah, I hated Jason Todd. I read Batman comics during that. I hated Jason. Anyway, go ahead.
So now DC is doing something similar again. They're coming with the Batman Death of the Family DVD, which is going to come out. Blu-ray DVD is going to come out fall 2020. So it's going to be an interactive DVD. By that, it means there will be certain scenes, and they're taking scenes back again from Batman on the Red Hood, and they're bringing back some of the original voice casts from that, including Bruce Greenwood as Batman, Vincent Martella as Jason Todd, and John DiMaggio as, Joker. So, what's going to happen is when you get to a certain scene in the DVD, it's going to give you the option: Robin dies, Robin lives. When you get to another section, does Batman do this or does Batman do that? When you get to another section, does Harvey Dent do this or does Harvey Dent do that? Like you're gonna be able to control the story as you're watching it on your DVD.
Ooh.
I think that's pretty cool. So they released a trailer for it. It is on our page, so go check that out. But yeah, and it's so think about it kind of like Netflix's Black Mirror, Bandersnatch, that was the interactive thing.
Oh yeah,
it's gonna be similar to that.
So basically,
I'm excited for it.
I get to kill Jason Todd again.
Yes, Jason, you get to kill Jason Todd again. Your namesake.
Yeah, exactly. He shouldn't be taking my name. That's why he had to die. Look, Jason Todd. Look, when he debuted in Batman comics, when I was reading at the time, I was like, "Ooh, character named Jason." And then a couple months later, I hate this character. And then DC gives me a choice to kill him. I'm like, okay, well, let me go ahead and make that call. Now, I didn't do the one with the I didn't do, and yeah, I thought it was edgy at the time. Anyway, I didn't do what the other guy did, where he just spammed the line and just made sure that he was dead.
70 votes. He was responsible. It was within 70, probably less than that. I think I have to look up the exact number, but it was like within like 50 or 70 votes that they killed off Jason Todd.
Now here's the question, Jason. Did you feel a little guilty when you saw the way they killed Jason?
Yes, I absolutely did.
Okay.
There was okay, because at the time I bought the comic, I had to ride the bus back to my home. So I read it on the bus, and there was some serious guilt. Like when I was like, like I'm kind of like turning the page. Oh, like I had to go back. Like, wait a minute, what? Oh, I didn't want that to happen. I didn't know it was gonna be like that. So
you thought it was gonna be some cartoony, like off a cliff kind of thing.
Not him getting beaten to death with a crowbar. It's like and blown up. I'm like, okay, I have regrets.
But hey, at least the Joker got to practice his backswing, so that's what mattered.
Oh.
I do have one more movie news, but it's also book related.
We'll come back to it. Hannah, go ahead and give us something. Something good.
Like how good? Because I can go real good.
Go real good. I want to hear this.
All right. So it was announced late last week from Murayama that he had some big news that he was going to share with us. For those who don't know, Murayama is the scenario writer for Suikoden 1 and 2. And the scenario writer for The Alliance Alive. And everyone in the community was like, what does this mean? Because we all thought it meant that we didn't know what it meant actually. Because it could have been something mundane as the collection for Suikoden was coming to all platforms to we get a Suikoden 6, Konami finally cracked. Like that's the range of emotion that everyone had. We had no way of knowing what was going to happen. And then finally he posted that he is working with a studio called Bear and Rabbit, not Bear and Rabbit. Am I right? I'm probably wrong. I am a professional. No, he is collaborating with other Suikoden creators to bring us a new classic JRPG inspired game called Eiyuden Chronicles 100 Heroes. Probably butchering that name.
I think you're actually, it's Eiyuden?
Yeah, Eiyuden.
Or is that Eiyuden?
I have no idea. Literally nothing has how it's pronounced, so I have no idea. But this game is basically made of everyone that's worked on the Suikoden series at this point. We have Murayama directing and writing it again. We have the character designer for Suikoden 1 and 2 coming back to design the characters. We have people that worked on music. We have people that worked on other aspects of the game, like the functionality and battle tactics and things like that. In addition, we have the music coming from creators that worked on the music for games such as the Tales of series, Wild Arms, Golden Sun. There's some samples of the music on YouTube as well, and it already sounds beautiful. In particular, Motoi Sakuraba. Yeah, Motoi Sakuraba is one of the composers, and Michiko Naruke, who did the music for Wild Arms, is on there as well. It looks like they're trying to get Procyon Studio, who did Miriam Abanasser. I'm not sure what that game is, but it looks like they're trying to get a couple of other people to collaborate on the music as well.
I have the page up, so go ahead, go. Wow.
So to talk a little bit about the game is going to be a mixture of new and old. They purposely went with a sprite-based style set in a 3D world, kind of like what Octopath Traveler did, because it's a beautiful mixture of what classic RPGs were and what they've become. It's a good mixture of both. But they want this game to still feel like a classic RPG. So we've got turn-based combat, classic music, we've got the sprites. It's beautiful. Like, I highly recommend going to check out the Kickstarter, and this is where things get wild. Because so the Kickstarter
the page up right now. It's Rabbit and Bear Studios.
Yes, Rabbit and Bear Studios.
Yeah, you're right. Just had it flipped. Anyway.
Okay, thank goodness. So I have the page up as well. They were asking for, in US dollars, about $512,000. Not an unreasonable amount. And it was funded in about 2 or 3 hours of launch. Actually, they broke Kickstarter. Kickstarter was broken for a little while.
I love this story.
The current amount of money that they have made through donation is $2.3 million, and the number is still climbing.
You might as well say 2.4, because it's 2,390,000. I think they're going to go up to 2.4.
So how much do they need?
About 500,000 is what they need.
500,000. So $500,000.
Also, they still have 29 days to go.
Exactly. The Kickstarter ends on August 29th.
I got to tell you something, Cora. After looking at this Kickstarter, I'm ready to back it.
Fantastic. Please do.
I have one condition. I really would like this for my Switch.
There's good news for that, actually.
What?
They've met the goal. They've met the goal for console release. Console release was 1 million.
I'm done. I want this for my Switch.
Okay.
Just because it's one of those games I feel as I'm going to be taking places.
Now I got to ask y'all. It's already at what? 2.5 million? 2.4?
2,390,000.
So 2.4. We'll just say 2.4.
Just roughly, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. In what, 3 days?
Not even 2?
Like 3 or 4 days.
Okay, we'll say 3.
31 days.
Sorry. I can't math. I'm sorry.
Okay, we'll say
2 days.
2.4 in 2 days. They've got 29 days to go. Over under 8 million.
I'll go 7 million.
7. Cora?
I'm actually going to lowball it and say probably about 4 million, because I think it's going to plateau at some point and kind of level off from there. They may get a little over 4 million, but I think 4 million is going to be around where it ends. I want to be pleasantly surprised. Like, they've added Kickstarter goals.
Yeah, clearly this is the diehards coming out and smashing that button to back this thing.
Like Jason, I know it's a very different thing, but with the Kickstarter for Spawn figures, how much did that ended up raising?
Oh, like 3 million or something like that. But this has,
Oh wow,
this has a bigger fan base. I'm going to go ahead and say, just because they have only 23,000 backers. So that's a lot of people that have come, that they showed up.
yeah.
Okay. The Spawn Kickstarter, let me see, how many was that? That was 20. That was also 23,000 backers, and they raised $3.4 million. So this is exceeding that. This is
Oh, wow.
Suikoden fans who are hungry.
Yes. For us, this is the Suikoden spiritual successor. This is basically what Suikoden 6 could have been if
They came
Konami
with money in hand.
Murayama also mentioned that this is a way for him to test his abilities as a storyteller and see just how far he can push himself for the story. And I'm really excited because one of the things that's always been good and why Suikoden 1, Suikoden 2, especially Suikoden 2, have like stayed everyone's favorite like JRPG classics is the story. The sprite-based gameplay was really pretty. As a person, I've always preferred sprite-based games. I just think the style is really neat. But it means that they don't have to work as hard to animate things, and they can focus on things like the music and the story and how things progress. And with Suikoden 2, like, you could tell that more because they had a bigger budget. I still like Suikoden 3, but that's when they went to 3D and things got weird. But we're not going down that road.
This is also a very well done Kickstarter. How it's laid out and everything, showing the artwork. You got some gameplay going on. I had no intention to back this until I saw it, and I said, "I'm backing this. This looks really good."
And one of the things I really like is and it's just something stupid, but I love it. The video at the top of the Kickstarter isn't a typical video game trailer. It's literally Murayama sitting there, like in a field somewhere, just like humming and hawing, and then getting challenged by some random dude, and then he goes into like RPG mode. Like they also make a point, by the way, to point out that the scenes in the video above were before the state of emergency happened. Right. So that also shows how long they've been planning this. I mean, it's obvious by the fact that they have stuff to present, like gameplay and things like that. But I'm just so excited. Like when I
love when fans show up like this. Honestly, when something, it can't be done, and the fans say, "Hold my beer and make it happen." I love when things like this happen.
All that screaming into the void that the fans have been doing for 7, 8, 10 years. All that has finally bounced back.
She's been using our show as a platform for this for years.
And so that screech that everyone heard, that was Cora just
yeah.
Like her excitement has been nonstop about this. I'm so happy for you because I know how much she's missed you. I know how much you've wanted more of this.
Her fire has not dwindled.
It has not.
I've already drawn fan art.
Perfect. See? That's amazing.
There's sorry, real quick. Like, there's actually a campaign, like a fun little campaign story thing kind of story thing that they're doing with social media. If certain posts on certain platforms get a certain amount of likes, they'll like show more of like a certain map. Or if they get a lot of fan art of a new character that was introduced, because part of the Kickstarter goals is introducing new characters. So now instead of just 100 heroes, we have 103 heroes. If we get 5 more, then we have 108, which is the Suikoden number, and then we can all just scream. And then I'll scream because I have to recruit all of them.
So we'll know y'all hit that when we hear just this earth-shattering screech in the air.
Yes.
Like I said, I had no intention, but here I am. Here I am giving up my money. So yeah, he's made a believer out of me, and I'm still, my main thing is Suikoden fans have never stopped. And they have been rewarded for their perseverance. And my hat is off to all of them, including Cora, incessantly talking about this game. And damn it, it happened. It is happened.
It happened.
And something that someone pointed this out, and I think it's actually a very good point. Now is a good time to play Suikoden 1 and 2. If you have a PlayStation 3, it's on the PlayStation Store for like $5 each. Now is a good time to play them, and you also will get an idea for what kind of storyteller Murayama is and what he's probably bringing. I will say, without being dramatic, Suikoden 1 made me cry more than once. And then Suikoden 2 made me cry a lot too, because you have to make hard decisions. And if you don't collect all of the heroes, you do kind of get punished for it in a way. It means that there's a certain point in the game that you can't do. Like, you can finish the game, obviously, regardless of how many people you recruit. But there are parts that are like, this part can be reversed if you collect them all. Oh, you didn't? Suffer. And yeah, my first playthrough, I did suffer. I did not like that.
Well, congrats. I'm back in this one, and we're going to be watching this one for the next 29 days to see what it does. So.
Yep. As a note for anyone that may be interested, the game will be coming out in 2022, and they have already stated, because they have a section down at the bottom talking about the risks of doing a Kickstarter and funding a game that we don't know much about, kind of thing. And they address those concerns actually very classy. And they point out, with a lot of Kickstarters, when you kickstart the game, some people don't get their games until after they've been released in stores.
Yeah.
And they're like, to us, that's deplorable. They're making sure with their distributor that the people that backed the game will get their game before it goes to shelves.
Nice.
Which I greatly appreciate. Before we leave this, I did want to read the little snippet they have at the top for the game because it's really quick, and maybe it'll get you guys interested in it. Which, I mean, you should go check out the Kickstarter anyway, whether you can support it or whether you want to or not.
And there's a link in the description to it. So
yes, I highly recommend checking it out, considering it's 466% funded, and you'll get to see what the hype is all about. But this quick little synopsis is, this is the story of a world in a cruel age of death and betrayal, torn asunder by the flames of war. Two men, once friends, both believing in a peaceful future, find each other on different paths, separated by ideology and battle standard. Peace, however, is never so easily won.
All right. I'm in.
Yep. And then from there, you get to see the gorgeous work, the gorgeous animation styles and everything. And I could just keep going on this.
Yeah, I'm going to stop you because, you could.
Yes.
But yes, check out the link to that is in the description for the show. Rabbit and Bear Studios and Eiyuden Chronicle 100 Heroes. So anyway, speaking of perseverance, I was trying to work my way
Sorry.
Let's talk about space, the final frontier. And no, this ain't no Space Force, baby. This is the OG NASA, who just put another rocket into the air. Yes, our Mars rover is getting a little brother.
Yes!
The nuclear-powered Perseverance Mars rover lifted off today, early. I get up and I watch all of the launches. I do. I'm still a kid. The United Launch Alliance Atlas V rocket carrying it off to Mars. It is expected to land in February. Wait a minute. I started talking about space. I didn't put up the picture.
You got too excited.
This is one of the most advanced drones NASA has come up with. Yes, look at it. Look at it. It's nice 6 wheels. Its mission will be to gather. Let's see. Their equipment. The rover is $2.4 billion, worth every penny. We need more of them. Equipped with solar panels, thrusters, navigation, communication system. The journey's going to take 7 months. If it's on track, we'll land next February. They are putting the most sophisticated rover on the surface of Mars that has ever existed there, said NASA Administrator Jim Bridenstine at a post-launch interview. It's going to do something that we've never done before. It's going to do astrobiology. It is looking for signs of ancient life on the red planet. We're going to make a determination whether or not we think that life was there. Then we're going to cache those samples. And in 2026, we're going to launch a mission to Mars to bring those samples back home, expected in 2031. So this is the first mission of this scope and magnitude that has ever been done.
Dang!
Yes. Sample collection is the primary goal of this one. Now granted, it was rough when we got a rover onto Mars in the first place. That first mission was like they were by the seat of their pants trying to land something on damn Mars, and they were able to do it. And now, not only are we going to land something, we're going to go back to it, get the samples, and then bring it back to Earth. Oh, I'm so excited! Space Force, suck it.
NASA, what's the name of the current rover on Mars right now?
I forget the name of the current one up there, but damn, I have to look it up. But yeah, this is the new one.
Not Endeavor, is it?
No, it's not Endeavor. I can't think, but yeah, that one's up there. It's doing its job, but still, this is new. This is, another small step for mankind. Yes, I said it because I wanted to, but yeah.
Oh, Curiosity.
Huh?
Curiosity.
Oh, Curiosity. Okay.
So quick tidbit about that. Every year on the day that Curiosity landed on Mars, it sings itself happy birthday.
That is the saddest thing.
Now it won't for 10 years. Because it's going to have a little brother there to celebrate with.
When this is all over, let's say after we put like maybe 30 rovers up there, does it just become battle bots at that point? Okay, these are old and obsolete. Can they battle each other on Mars?
That's what we get Transformers.
Don't tempt bored scientists. That's all I'm gonna
say. That's how we get Transformers.
In control of a drone? Yeah, don't. So we'll see. Congratulations, NASA. The real people in the skies doing big things and not, some lame, made-up military unit. Yes, I will continue to rag on Space Force. Anyway, Rick, can you go ahead and give us another one, man?
Yeah, I'm going to rip on Vince McMahon.
This is going to be good.
Yeah, I'm not going to rip on him. I'm going to read what this company ripped on him. Lightship Partners, a top technology, media, and telecommunications research firm based in New York City, released a deep analysis on WWE stock a couple days ago, citing their belief that unless WWE turns their TV ratings around, they will not be able to maintain the level of right fees they currently receive from NBC Universal and Fox. So while they do say yes, some of the ratings might be down because of the darkness and all this other stuff, they actually went to the main issue, which a lot of fans, including both Jason and I, have bitched about for years now. On where the blame falls, and I'm quoting this, on where the blame falls, the analysis noted darkness or no darkness, and I'm taking, creative appears to be at the center of the issue. Let me repeat that. Creative appears to be at the center of the issue. Vince McMahon has acknowledged things need to be changed multiple times. However, while there have been short-lived experiments, the content appears to continuously return to similar formula under his absolute control. Absolute control. McMahon went so far as to hire creative heads for Raw and SmackDown a year ago, with both Paul Heyman and Eric Bischoff heading Raw and SmackDown. A year later, neither one of them are in the role. Bischoff left after 4 months. Heyman left about a month ago. He was relieved last month. There we go. Heyman was relieved last month. The role is now consolidated under Bruce Pritchard, who's been in and out of WWE and he's been there for a long, long time. And he is more or less Vince's second. They also stated that one of the largest problems WWE has is the inability to create new superstars, noting that WWE has always been defined by its top stars, but recent years substars, but recent years have not had the star power, noting Roman Reigns has been closest, but hasn't hit the same level as talents from eras before. Rock, Austin, Triple H, Hogan, Macho Man, Ultimate Warrior. The company, Lightshed noted, more broadly, there has been very little younger talent that have broken through at all on their way to replenishing even the middle-level stars, even the mid-card in the men's division. This has made the company more susceptible to injuries, SMTs of major stars, which, I mean, there are none. Much of the talent withdrawing power is aging, and the big draws of major events have been in bringing back even older wrestlers, such as Goldberg, who's in his 50s, Undertaker, who's in his 50s. This is a Band-Aid, not a long-term strategy. So they just go on saying all this. So basically, yeah, Vince, you're 75. You're out of touch. Vince, that golden ring you said the superstars need to grab, you're the one that keeps moving it. You've missed out on Cesaro. You've messed up Bray Wyatt twice. You've missed out on Sami Zayn. You've missed out on Shinsuke. You've missed out on Samoa Joe. You missed out on Dolph Ziggler, Bobby Roode, Eric Young, who said you have failed as a leader, Vince, because you don't get it.
You and I have talked about this. As a wrestling fan, I love wrestling. I love some of these wrestlers that Vince has pulled in. I thought NXT was a good thing because it was pulling in a lot of wrestlers that, were on the independent scene and they were given this stage to thrive on, and then they're brought up to the main product and buried.
Yeah.
They are the future of wrestling, and they should be treated as such. Whereas I'm watching AEW religiously because they are, for one, listening to fans. They had an independent wrestler come in this week who was just getting a lot of traction on Twitter. Warhorse, who rules ass, challenged Cody Rhodes for the TNT title. But this guy, independent scene, there was enough buzz around it. AEW listened and brought him in, and their numbers showed it. People came out to watch. They are putting on better TV. They're listening to people. And Vince is not. And it's time that Vince paid the price. It is.
They did.
I'm not watching.
I'm not. Last thing I saw was not Extreme Rules, a pay-per-view before that. And even then, I was like, man, I haven't watched a WWE, I haven't watched Raw SmackDown in months.
I don't want to watch.
But I make a point. I downloaded TNT app on my Xbox so I could watch AEW wrestling. I didn't download USA. I didn't download Fox. I downloaded TNT because the product is so much better. They don't bury their superstars. They don't bury. I'm sorry, they're not superstars. They're wrestlers.
They're not completely perfect either. They got work to do, but you know what? They've been around for less time and they seem to be thriving. I'm glad that certain wrestlers, I don't want all these wrestlers I like to go over to AEW, but they're just putting together a better product. And honestly, I know they're doing just the Wednesday night thing, going up against NXT. I think AEW, within a year, will be a contender for Monday night.
Oh, yeah.
Within a year, they will be challenging Raw on Monday. If the trend continues, apparently.
So here's the biggest thing the two biggest things that other than that, but here's the one that really, I'm like, ooh, they're really going after. I mean, they've went after Vince after this whole thing, but the biggest thing was Lightshed also stated that the future of WWE Network is very important, noting that they do not expect a resolution on a transformative deal for a very long time, since it was just signed one. They pointed out that the plans for the streaming service. Well, hold up. I'm reading. Oh, I'm sorry. I was reading the wrong thing. Sorry. The analysis noted that Lightshed is torn on the right future for the network. We still believe those companies that can have direct-to-consumer relate. Wait, hold on. I'm reading the wrong thing. I am so sorry. I lost my place. Oh, here it is. Here it is. Sorry. Here it is. Lightshed pointed out that WWE has a few years before the TV rights have to be negotiated again. So WWE has a chance to fix the roster and suggested that Paul Levesque, Triple H, could be the one to help right the ship. They suggest the company might need a longer-term approach, even if ratings return more slowly. It's probably the right prescription. They also noted the analysis went on to state that they cannot recommend WWE stock right now because there are simply too many critical questions surrounding the company at the moment, specifically the company's creative direction. They noted the company's engagement with viewers is more crucial than ever and noted they see a potential domestic devaluation in sports rights coming, particularly as WWE, especially with the NHL and NBA returns, potentially taking a bite out of WWE's ratings.
Time is going to tell the story because, as we've seen, wrestling is an evolving thing. If you look at old school wrestling to now, and those that did not evolve died. Vince was that evolution at one point, and now he's on the other end of that evolution. So time will tell, but I don't know. I don't know what it's going to take for them to change, but we'll see. Cora, you got one more, right? We need to go ahead and knock this one out. Because I have a breaking one.
Huh?
I have a breaking one, so go ahead.
Ooh. All right. So real quick, this is just of course, it's Final Fantasy news, because when do I not have Final Fantasy news at this point? In addition to the new patch 5.3 dropping on August 11th next month, or in a couple weeks, I should say, we are also getting the Moonfire Fair event, which is Final Fantasy's summer event that they hold every year. We're not quite sure what this image is telling us, but if I had to guess, we're going to use a meteor to fight a Sharknado. That's my guess.
That's my greatest fear.
But they are releasing this event on August 12th, which is one day after the patch drops. The thing I find funny about this is Yoshi P, the creator for Final Fantasy XIV, or the one in charge of it, said to set aside time and just not bother doing anything that's not story related for when patch 5.3 drops, because there's that much stuff. And then literally within a week, here's your summer event. It happens the next day. Bye-bye now. Right? The things we'll get from this event, because they always have some really cool swag kind of stuff for the event, is there will be new costumes that you can get for glam, which are these cute little tropical printed skirts. And you will also be getting a hula dance as a new emote from the event as well. You can also get some kind of little hot air balloon for your housing in your yard, but it looks weird. I'm more excited about having a hula skirt and doing the hula on the beach. It's just something fun and silly that they do every year that everyone's been looking forward to. Just kind of sucks that we're going to be having our own. We're going to be crying while also celebrating the summer on a tropical beach. So we'll be having our own version of a tropical depression.
Well, speaking of things tropical and depressing, there is. I got to tell you about a man. His name is K.W. Miller. He's running for Congress down in Florida, 18. And already I mentioned a congressman running for Florida. You should be scared. Anyway, but he is fighting something that's preying on our children. Oh, yes. Anime porn. He is against it, And he is starting with the biggest offender out there, and it is Dragon Ball Z.
I mean, anytime.
First of all, no. First of all, no. Dragon Ball Z is not pornography, but apparently this man thinks it is.
No,
Dragon Ball
let
Z
me
has
tell
its
you.
own problems.
Let me tell you a tale of the fact that anytime I try to look up Dragon Ball Z anything, I get bombarded with porn
That's different.
of the characters. Like, that might be what he's talking about.
The best part, this story was brought to my attention by a person I consider a good friend, Christopher Ayers, the voice of Frieza, and he put, "What?" And that's sincerely from a character with no crotch. So, also looking through some of KW Miller's tweets, oh my God, this man's a raving lunatic, which probably means he has a good chance of winning in Florida. So yeah, please, Floridians, do something, or I will send. If there was one thing the Weather Dominator could do is take care of a couple districts in Florida, I'd do that. Anyway, so yeah, I'm sorry. I wanted to take that last one just because I thought it was funny. And this man is going to stop Dragon Ball Z. Oh wait, it's already been stopped. We're at a different one now. Anyway, he needs to get up on his anime. So last but not least, I will end on a great note. Of course, on the show Black Lives Matter, we are fully supportive of reviewing policing practices for people of color because it is a problem in this nation, one that needs to be addressed. And finally, after I don't know how long I have been angry about this, but it's been a while. But the FBI has now launched an investigation into the death of Brianna Taylor to at least try to get this young lady some justice, as she was wrongfully killed, and the 3 officers that done it have had no repercussions whatsoever. But now the FBI will be stepping in to review this, and thank you for finally getting to this. This young lady needs justice for what was done to her. She was murdered. So yeah, that's our political tangent, and I make no apologies for it. But anyway, if you really want to see something political, go follow me on Twitter at JasonTheX and on Instagram at JasonTheX. But if you want to follow the show, follow us at Facebook.com/SCNS Live and at SCNS Live on Facebook, on Twitter and Instagram. Cora, where can they find you?
You can find me on Instagram and on Twitter at Corodono Art. I will be posting some of the fan art that I've been doing for Aiden Chronicles on there.
Oh, hey, Rick, where can they find you? I have some other good news. Go ahead.
I'm still talking.
Oh, I'm sorry, Cora. Sorry, I had something pop up in the chat. Go right ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, you can follow me at Corodono Art on Twitter and Instagram if you would like to see some of the fan art that I've started doing for Aiden Chronicles and, of course, more Suikoden fan art. Or if you would like to follow things that are more Final Fantasy related and see some of my screenshots, you can follow me on Twitter at chaotic_noodle.
Rick, where can they find you?
You can find me on Instagram at NerdyRick89. I'm doing the 366-day challenge. Today was day 212, and that was too many days between when Brianna Taylor died until the time FBI opened the investigation. But thank you for finally doing that. Thank you for finally doing the right thing. And please go out and arrest those cops. And a quick shout out to Susan and Tommy Maddock. They finally got into Hamilton, and they've been absolutely loving it. So shout out to you guys. You guys are amazing. Love you guys.
And yeah, I'll end on a shout out too. Thank you to Luis Mendoza in the chat for donating and giving us our first super chat of $5. Thank you, Luis.
Hey, thank you.
Thank you so much.
And his comment, Vince books for an audience of one. Himself, that's the problem.
That is the problem.
Words have never been said.
Ooh.
Anyway,
I'll go.
you,
Let's go get some ice for that.
And thank you as well for the super chat. Donating to the cause. Anyway, guys, that is our show. Thank you guys out there in the Super Cool Nerd Nation for joining us. There's going to be more stuff coming this week. Also, check out my review of a Black Series Snowspeeder that my new kitten decided to join in on. Anyway, it's fun. But thank you guys for joining us. And as we always say around here, keep on nerding.
Keep on nerding.
Keep on nerding.
Black Lives Matter.
Also, sharks with legs are my greatest fear.
To the right.
Sharknado.
Good night, everybody.